Hey there, Living Kinetics Wolfpack. Welcome back. Raph King back again with another terrific interview today. Another special guest because, hey, we only talk to the coolest people.
Oh, thank you.
That's what's up. But please, my friend, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell them what you do.
Well, thank you. My name is Lesley Jenkins, and I am the Regional Director for Northern Arizona Alzheimer's Association. And we're based here in Prescott.
Based here in Prescott. So what do you do in an Alzheimer's association? What kind of entails your day?
Well, for us as a regional office, we are here to provide information, support to the community. We have the benefits of being tied to a national association through research and the like. But primarily for a regional office, it is truly to give solace and support to caregivers and those who are impacted by Alzheimer's through information, through community education, through support groups, through social engagement activities. So it's really an opportunity for families who are impacted by this devastating disease to know that they are not alone. It can be an isolating disease. And so by us making those connections with people who are going through, helping them to realize that there is support out there, there are networks out there. And so we're just wanting to ensure that they have the best possible support and information as they progress through this disease.
Absolutely. That's a really big deal.
It truly is. With Alzheimer's, it's one of those diseases that people still don't truly realize or understand the magnitude of the disease, the reality that it is fatal, and that that people are impacted by it in different ways. We hear from those who have made contact with us when a loved one was initially diagnosed with the disease. We try to give them as much information and support and the understanding that if they need any further information, they can always contact us through our 1-800 number. But we just had a gentleman that came in a few weeks ago, and he shared that he lost his wife to the disease. They did come in early on when she was first diagnosed, and then they just kind of, stepped back. And she did pass away earlier this year. And one of the things that he said is he did not realize what he was about to go through. And so, different from cancer or any fatal disease is different. But when you're talking about losing memory and losing all thoughts and references when you're going through this disease, it can be very overwhelming. And so that's why we're here, to help people to come to their new normal, to their reality, and trying to help them to realize it's not something that's going to go away, because so many times you find that as someone who has been diagnosed with the disease starts to progress, people will say, oh, they just need to, slow down. They just need to stop and just take the time to remember. And that doesn't happen.
They're trying to rationalize their way out of it.
They are truly trying to rationalize their way out of it, and we need to bring them into it, to face it, and then give them the support that they need to be able to navigate, because it's a very daunting progression.
Wow.
Yes.
That's heavy.
It truly is. It is. And so for us, in helping people to realize that there is hope, that there is information and resources that are out there for them, whether it's through our support groups, whether it's through our community educations that we do throughout the community. For me, it's really about our 1-800 number being that helpline to them 24/7, 365, that at any time during the day or night, a caregiver or someone who's in the early stages of the disease, they have any type of question, that they can contact our 1-800 number, and there are master level clinicians and social workers who man those phones.
That's awesome.
I think there are like 200 different languages
What?
that are spoken.
That's
and
awesome.
So it's not just a matter of calling, and if you speak a second or a different language, there is someone there that can help talk you through.
Wow.
And so that's vitally important for us to get the word out about that our office, in Prescott, we're here Monday through Thursday from 9 to 5. Crises happen at 7 at night, at 2 o'clock in the morning,
on Saturdays,
anytime, on Saturdays, on holidays.
Yeah.
And to know that there is a resource in place that at any time, any given time, you can call to get information, to mediate your concern, that we're there to give you that level of support.
Yeah.
That it's vitally important to me to ensure that people know that they don't have to go through this alone, that it's okay to ask what they would think would probably be that crazy question.
Yeah.
No question, and we hear that all the time. There is no dumb or stupid, question. Truly, that's the case when we're working with or helping to support families through this disease.
Wow. How did you get involved with this?
Well, I saw an opportunity. I've lived in Prescott. My family, we moved here 2 years ago.
Very cool.
My husband works for Yavapai College,
Nice.
which is what brought us to the community.
Nice.
I've always worked in nonprofit, and it truly speaks to my core values, just nonprofit work. And the opportunity was posted about this position. I read it and it resonated with me, and so I applied and was very fortunate to be chosen to be in this capacity for the association.
It sounds like they chose the right person.
Thank you. I mean, I'm truly honored. It's one of those things where I am always about trying to help the next person. And so with this disease, and as I learn the impacts and effects of this disease on families, it is truly our mission as a staff and my mission as an individual to just ensure that people are aware. Because so many times we hear people that say, I didn't even know there was an Alzheimer's office here.
Yeah.
And so for us, that's that first hurdle, is every opportunity that we have to make people aware that our office is here. But more important for me is that people know that there is a resource available 24/7.
Yeah.
And so contacting the 1-800 number and letting people know that that is available. Not only the 1-800 number, but our website. Our website gets about 2 million hits per month.
Holy cow.
Just by the nature of the breadth of information that is available to someone on our website. So if someone were to just look up alz.org, they could actually type in a search question. They can find research information. There's just a wealth of information that is available to people who don't know what they don't know. And so this is another example of things that we have available, which would be our brochures, various materials that give information that can actually be mailed to someone from those that are manning our 1-800 numbers.
Nice.
This would be understanding Alzheimer's and dementia. That's a very basic one.
Yeah.
Another very popular one that we have is know the 10 warning signs.
Yeah.
So those are information. There are brochures about the legal planning,
It's a big deal.
communication, understanding behavior. So there's a repository of resources that can be put in the hands of families or individuals who are just wanting to get information that is readily available to them. And then if someone were to say, well, I'm calling a 1-800 number, who knows where that call center is? How do they know about me living in Prescott, Arizona, or Show Low, Arizona, or any small rural community throughout the United States? We are fortunate to also have, as part of our network, what is called a community resource finder. So that is actually available to the community, but it is also heavily utilized by our call center when someone contacts them with questions or information and want to know something specific to their region.
Wow.
So they're able to look up businesses, organizations, service providers that are in the communities that they
can give
live.
You names. They can like the actual locations.
Yeah, and the key there is that this is something that a business or organization initiates. They have access to information through ALS /CRF for Community Resource Finder. You yourself, you could create your own profile. So if somebody was looking for relaxation, massage therapy, or anything of that nature, they can look that up based on a zip code, and your information would pop up, and they would be able to share it.
What a great resource.
Yes,
That's
we're trying.
awesome.
We're trying to build the resource, so it's just as important for us to, as a regional office, to connect with businesses and organizations in the community, letting them know that this is a tool that's available to them to initiate, to create a profile themselves that can also be connect them or put them in touch with people who are looking for information.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot that we're trying to do. It's a yeoman's job, to say the least, just by the nature of our office is currently a staff of 3, and we cover all of northern Arizona from border to border.
Wow.
And so the way that we connect to our outlying communities, and even here in the Prescott area, is through volunteers.
Yeah.
That is our staple. It really helps us to make those connections in the community. So we're always looking for people that may be interested in getting involved, regardless of where they may physically be located. If they're, again, in Flagstaff, in Sedona, in Show Low, in Mojave County,
you got something.
we have something, and we're looking for those volunteers to help us to build our presence in those communities.
Do they just go to the alz.org?
Yes,
sign up
or
for that?
actually they can go to alz.org, and then they can click on the volunteer tab, and that will direct them to the respective place. So we encourage people to consider getting involved. It's a great way to learn more about the disease, but also a way to give back and provide that support that's desperately needed throughout our region.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little more about those volunteers, because I got to see a number of volunteers.
At our Walk to End Alzheimer's.
The Walk to End Alzheimer's. Can you talk a little bit about that? That was moving. That was awesome. Please.
I would love to. So the way that we are able to provide our support and services in our region is definitely through fundraising. And one of our big fundraisers is our Walk to End Alzheimer's. It is a national fundraiser that happens throughout the country. Our walk for Prescott just recently happened on September the 14th. Had a phenomenal turnout.
Filled up the square.
Great success. We're very, very proud. I'm very happy to report that we set a precedent even in our little town of Prescott by way of having met our goal, or actually surpassed our goal, the day of the walk.
That's awesome.
That does not happen. So we are now on the map.
That's what's up.
Definitely need to make sure that we maintain that for next year.
Yeah.
But it does. It truly takes a village to pull off an event like that. I estimate there were probably 400 to 500 walkers that were there, as well as sponsors and those who were just out to support. And so it takes a planning committee. We'll probably start back up at the first of the year, and these are volunteers who are willing to volunteer their time to meet monthly, just to pull together the logistics to put on a day like that. We have volunteers that were at the square at 6 a.m. To ensure that everything was in place by the time registration started at 7:30.
It was smooth rolling.
And it truly, truly was. And it really speaks to the dedication of the volunteers, not only new volunteers that we had, but then we've had very fortunate to have had some long-standing volunteers that come out year after year to help to support. And so for us as a region, it doesn't stop on September 14th. Actually, we continue fundraising till the end of the year. So while we've exceeded our goal, I gave myself a stretch goal. So we still have a few $1,000s that we want to see raised between now and the end of the end of the year. But then we also have a second walk in our region, and that's coming up on November the 2nd.
Awesome.
And that one takes place actually in the village of Oak Creek, but it is called our Verde Valley Walk. So there's definitely opportunities if people want to go and see the beautiful red rocks of Sedona. We welcome people to come and take part. You don't have to fundraise. I definitely welcome fundraising.
Definitely.
We definitely welcome that. What I say is if you're interested in getting the commemorative walk t-shirt that we have, that's just a minimum of $100 donation. You can give $100 or you can get $100. As long as you're signed up to be a participant in the walk and you raise the $100, you get a commemorative t-shirt. But it's not required. So there are just as many people who they just want to be there to show their solidarity and their support and just aren't in a position to fundraise, and that's fine too. I'm just as much would want to see people that are just there to show that this is a disease that's important to them, to help to find the cure and to also provide that support to those families that are impacted.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even when you think you're not helping, you're helping.
You're truly helping. You have no idea. So we encourage people, if they're interested, it's the Verde Valley Alzheimer's Walk.org. It's that simple to sign up to participate.
Awesome.
Or to volunteer. There's an opportunity to do that too.
Well, get out there. Make it happen.
We would welcome you.
Is there anything you'd like to add for our guests about what you do here, or message?
We're happy to have this opportunity to share the work that we're doing. One of my big objectives right now is to recruit volunteers. So if there is an interest in either being a support group facilitator or a community representative to do community educations, or maybe you want to help with the walk, or you want to just be there to give information at a health fair, call me. We would welcome you with open arms. And I stress for people not to be intimidated by being a support group facilitator or a community educator. You don't have to have a medical background. You just have to have the passion to want to share information and provide support to those in need. We give you all the training that you need and the support that you need. We just need you to be that person that helps us to connect with families here in the community. A statistic for your viewers, we have about 140,000 in the state of Arizona that are diagnosed with Alzheimer's. We are currently, Alzheimer's is the number one fatal disease in the state of Arizona. It's number 6 in the United States. Every 65 seconds, someone is diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
That's
or dementia.
Wild.
Yes. So imagine how long we've been talking.
Yeah.
How many people have been diagnosed. And another misnomer that people may have, that Alzheimer's is a dementia. So it's not separate from dementia. Dementia is what we would describe as cancer. So when you're looking at relating the two, Alzheimer's is a form of dementia. It just so happens that 70% of those who are diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
Gotcha.
So that's why it is a more prevalent, more prevalently talked about than the other dementias. But it is a dementia, and it does, definitely fall in line with being a dementia. It's not separate from the disease itself.
Thanks for clearing that up, because I know oftentimes that nomenclature really gets thrown around.
It truly does, because a lot of people say, well, I have dementia, I don't have Alzheimer's. No, you have a form of dementia. Alzheimer's is a form of, there's vascular, there's frontal temporal, there's Lewy body. So there are different aspects of dementia. It's just that Alzheimer's is the one that's most common and has been around or been diagnosed more prevalently than the others. Yeah.
Where's your office located at?
We are actually in Prescott. Our office is in the Crossings Business Development. Our address is 3111 Clearwater Drive, Suite A. And we are here Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you're wanting to come by and just get brochures, information, we do have a clearinghouse of information that we readily share. We also have local providers in the community that drop off their resources. So if someone may be looking for a particular provider of a particular service, we have a wealth of information from the community as well. So I would say this would be a great place to stop just to get started if you're looking for information, in addition to contacting our 1-800 number.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you.
I really appreciate you.
Sincerely appreciate the opportunity to get some information out. So
absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, and hey, thanks for watching. I hope we can see you out at one of these events and see you volunteering. But until next time, everyone, take care.